I saw, it took my breath away, the Lamb standing on Mount Zion, 144,000 standing there with him, his name and the name of his Father inscribed on their foreheads. And I heard a voice out of heaven, the sound like a cataract, like a crash of thunder. And then I heard music, harp music, and the harpists singing a new song before the throne, and the 4 animals and the elders. Only the 144,000 could learn to sing the song. They were brought from earth, lived without compromise, virgin fresh before God. Wherever the Lamb went, they followed. They were bought from humankind, first fruits of the harvest for God and the Lamb, not a false word in their mouths, a perfect offering. Voices from heaven. I saw another angel soaring in middle heaven. He had an eternal message to preach to all who were still on earth, every nation and tribe, every tongue and people. He preached in a loud voice, "Fear God and give him glory. His hour of judgment has come. Worship the maker of heaven and earth, salt sea and fresh water." A second angel followed, calling out, "Ruined, ruined, great Babylon ruined. She made all the nations drunk on the wine of her whoring." A third angel followed, shouting, warning, "If anyone worships the beast and its image and takes the mark on forehead or hand, that person will drink the wine of God's wrath, prepared unmixed in his chalice of anger, and suffer torment from fire and brimstone in the presence of holy angels, in the presence of the Lamb. Smoke from their torment will rise age after age. No respite for those who worship the beast and its image, who take the mark of its name." Meanwhile, the saints stand passionately patient, keeping God's commands, staying faithful to Jesus. I heard a voice out of heaven, "Write this, blessed are those who die in the Master from now on. How blessed to die that way. Yes, says the Spirit, and blessed rest from their hard work. None of what they've done is wasted. God blesses them for it all in the end." Harvest time. I looked up. I caught my breath. A white cloud and one like the Son of Man sitting on it. He wore a gold crown and held a sharp sickle. Another angel came out of the temple, shouting to the cloud enthroned, "Swing your sickle and reap. It's harvest time. Earth's harvest is ripe for reaping." The cloud enthroned gave a mighty sweep of his sickle, began harvesting earth in a stroke. Then another angel came out of the temple in heaven. He also had a sharp sickle. Yet another angel, the one in charge of tending the fire, came from the altar. He thundered to the angel who held the sharp sickle, "Swing your sharp sickle. Harvest earth's vineyard. The grapes are bursting with ripeness." The angel swung his sickle, harvested earth's vintage, and heaved it into the winepress, the giant winepress of God's wrath. The winepress was outside the city. As the vintage was trodden, blood poured from the winepress, as high as a horse's bridle, a river of blood for 200 miles. The Song of Moses, the Song of the Lamb. Chapter 15. I saw another sign in heaven, huge and breathtaking. 7 angels with 7 disasters. These are the final disasters, the wrap-up of God's wrath. I saw something like a sea made of glass, the glass all shot through with fire. Carrying harps of God, triumphant over the beast, its image, and the number of its name, the saved ones stood on the sea of glass. They sang the song of Moses, servant of God. They sang the song of the Lamb. "Mighty your acts and marvelous, O God, the sovereign strong. Righteous your ways and true, King of the nations. Who can fail to fear you, God? Give glory to your name. Because you and you only are holy. All nations will come and worship you, because they see your judgments are right." Then I saw the doors of the temple, the tent of witness in heaven, open wide. The 7 angels carrying the 7 disasters came out of the temple. They were dressed in clean, bright linen and wore gold vests. One of the 4 animals handed the 7 angels 7 gold bowls, brimming with the wrath of God, who lives forever and ever. Smoke from God's glory and power poured out of the temple. No one was permitted to enter the temple until the 7 disasters of the 7 angels were finished. Pouring out the 7 disasters. Chapter 16. I heard a shout of command from the temple to the 7 angels. "Begin! Pour out the 7 bowls of God's wrath on earth." The first angel stepped up and poured his bowl out on earth. Loathsome, stinking sores erupted on all who had taken the mark of the beast and worshipped its image. The second angel poured his bowl on the sea. The sea coagulated into blood, and everything in it died. The third angel poured his bowl on rivers and springs. The waters turned to blood. I heard the angel of waters say, "Righteous you are, and your judgments are righteous. The is, the was, the holy. They poured out the blood of saints and prophets, so you've given them blood to drink. They've gotten what they deserve." Just then I heard the altar chime in. "Yes, O God, the sovereign strong, your judgments are true and just." The fourth angel poured his bowl on the sun. Fire blazed from the sun and scorched men and women. Burned and blistered, they cursed God's name, the God behind these disasters. They refused to repent, refused to honor God. The fifth angel poured his bowl on the throne of the beast. Its kingdom fell into sudden eclipse. Mad with pain, men and women bit and chewed their tongues, cursed the God of heaven for their torment and sores, and refused to repent and change their ways. The sixth angel poured his bowl on the great Euphrates River. It dried up to nothing. The dry riverbed became a fine roadbed for the kings from the east. From the mouths of the dragon, the beast, and the false prophet, I saw 3 foul demons crawl out. They looked like frogs. These are demon spirits performing signs. They're after the kings of the whole world to get them gathered for battle on the great day of God, the sovereign strong. Keep watch. I come unannounced, like a thief. You're blessed if, awake and dressed, you're ready for me. Too bad if you're found running through the streets, naked and ashamed. The frog demons gathered the kings together at the place called in Hebrew, Armageddon. The seventh angel poured his bowl into the air. From the throne in the temple came a shout, "Done!" followed by lightning flashes and shouts, thunder crashes, and a colossal earthquake, a huge and devastating earthquake, never an earthquake like it since time began. The great city split 3 ways. The cities of the nations toppled to ruin. Great Babylon had to drink the wine of God's raging anger. God remembered to give her the cup. Every island fled, and not a mountain was to be found. Hailstones weighing a ton plummeted, crushing and smashing men and women as they cursed God for the hail, the epic disaster of hail.